remember hearing stories about witches. Is it true what they say?
Elves are the original sorcerers of the continent. When humans and monsters arrived, elves taught the humans how to turn chaos into magic. And then the humans slaughtered them.
Chaos is the most dangerous thing in this world. But without control, chaos will kill you.
So that's all life is to you? Monsters and money?
It's all it needs to be.
Something out there waits for you.
This child will be extraordinary.
Yennefer, imagine the most powerful woman in the world. Do you have what it takes?
I've got her here. She's why they came. You can't outrun destiny just because you're terrified of it. It's coming. Find Geralt of Rivia.
I can't do this without you!
No matter what you choose, you'll come out bloody.
Hey, what's up guys? So I'm laying in bed about to go to sleep and just having a casual stroll on Instagram, and then I notice a Witcher Netflix teaser trailer, and I just had to do a video about it immediately and give my thoughts. I'm still trying to contain my excitement right now because honestly it looks absolutely incredible, but I'll try and give some notes on some of the things we can see in my general thoughts. Now, first of all, someone tell me this isn't the voice of Manu Bennett, who you might recognize from shows like Arrow, Spartacus, Shannara Chronicles, and a little fun fact actually, he also played the sub-villain orc called Azog in The Hobbit. I have no way to be sure that this is his voice we can hear, but wow, if it is, then that's just the bonus on top. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. He looks incredible and all bloodied up. Seems like he was just in a fight, and the scene looks familiar to another that comes up later on in the trailer with a bunch of humans. Next we have a shot of Ciri with what I assume to be elves, though I can't see the elf ears, so that makes me uncertain as to if they actually are elves, but they look really good. Now we have a shot of old Yennefer before she turned herself into a better looking sorceress. So that makes me think we're going to see scenes from the past and the present in the show. Right here we have a candid shot of creepy Geralt doing a little stalking as he does. And as for this sorceress, she is called Tessaya de Vries. She's apparently very obsessive about her appearance and things in general, and was the one who took a young Yennefer of Vengerberg under her wing, which I think explains most of the shots of them both in this trailer. As to what specific role she's going to play, we're gonna have to wait and see. Okay, good old hunchback deformed Yennefer before her transformation talking to Istrid, played here by Royce Pearson, who was actually Yennefer's long-term lover before Geralt. We see Tessaya here seemingly training a young apprentice sorceress in magic, and this is a good shot of Ciri played by Freya Allen. Next is Yennefer smashing up a mirror in a fit of rage at her reflection, which is understandable as she ends up changing her whole appearance to become somewhat more beautiful. This next shot, without giving too much away, I believe is from a mission in which Geralt goes to cure a young lady who has been turned into a monster known as a Striga, and there's a whole cinematic of it which you can actually find on YouTube, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Geralt is seen here collecting on a job, it looks like. And one thing to note is that there is something that witches sometimes do when they help a stranger, and as a means of payment they ask for the first thing the stranger finds when he or she gets home, and that makes for some very interesting story, which I'm sure we'll find out more about in the show. Geralt is ripped. I'm not missing out on any gym days after seeing this. Now this shot is very, very important because one of the main abilities that Ciri possesses is that she can travel between worlds into any point in time and space. But as to how much control she has of it at this point, I think is about a little to none. But another thing to note is that throughout her life, many powerful people have been after her due to the fact that she possesses something called the Elder Blood, which is basically a very powerful gene passed down from someone known as Lara Dorren. Looks here as though Yennefer is undergoing some sort of ritual, which I assume to be her transformation. One thing to note about witches in the world of The Witcher is that just like witches, witches are also infertile and cannot have children, and I think we'll see this touched upon in the show in relation to Yennefer and Ciri's relationship. Ciri seems to be uncontrollably exerting her powers here, sending everyone in the room flying in all sorts of directions, and it's just an incredible shot. And right here is the new and improved Yennefer of Vengerberg. We see Geralt fighting a bunch of humans here, as I mentioned earlier, as the scene looks very similar, and I do wonder if this is from how Geralt got one of his nicknames, which is the Butcher of Blaviken. This next shot could be one of Geralt and Yennefer meeting for the first time, but her face is covered here and it seems they're at some sort of ball or gathering. Geralt showing off his incredible combat skills, which is something amazing about witches from all the mutations they undergo, which gives them lightning fast reflexes and sharp combat abilities. Looks here as though he's casting a spell which could be a spell called Ard, which is basically a kinetic force which can knock back opponents in whichever direction it chooses. And here is Tissaia casting a sort of lightning spell into the air, and the imagery and everything of the shot is amazing. Lastly, we see here what I can only assume to be a giant spider crab monster emerging from this murky swamp, and wow, Geralt is primed and ready. What you see here is the visual effects of when Geralt takes some witcher potions, which greatly increase his ability much more, and I think he's going to need it against something like that. Okay, so that's about it for this trailer, and I've said this so many times, but I really cannot wait for this show to come out. I'll be counting down the days, and I assume there probably will be another trailer, a more detailed one, before the show actually comes out. So stay tuned for that, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.